with the guy.
Should we get into the review, lads?
My goodness. Mate, you are delusional, mate. You are delusional.
Well, after Skunder's rant about Tottenham, let's get into the review, shall we, for the weekend? Let's get straight into it with the early game, which was Everton against Newcastle on the Saturday. Very surprising result here. Newcastle on a terrible run going into this one, but Callum Wilson with two well-taken goals in the last 15 minutes of the match. And Everton, who were up there, they were challenging earlier on. It was a very surprising defeat for them.
Oh yeah, very surprising defeat. I just think that again, it's a game of mentality, isn't it? So it's just like, I think obviously Everton went into this game thinking, right, we're in form, we're on top. If we win this game, we'll get in the top four. Were they going to get into the top four? I think it was. Well, they're going to be like just, I think, a point behind Liverpool, weren't they? They were going to be like a point behind Liverpool in the top four there.
They're still in contention. Yeah, I mean they're currently on 33 points.
But it's just full of surprises. But yeah, you wouldn't expect it, and I think
it's the quality showed there. Really, I just don't think Everton have the ability to keep their performances up throughout the year. Newcastle turned up and they couldn't handle them.
They don't have that consistency, as you say, but everyone saying Calvert-Lewin at the start of the season was scoring left, right, and centre, and now he's dried up a bit. Isn't it weird that strikers now are going through like a dry period? It's like Calvert-Lewin going through a dry period, Werner going through a dry period.
Well,
I think that's just sort of natural. I think it's natural that players throughout the season, different strikers will go through dry periods.
Yeah. I mean, Callum Wilson wouldn't agree with you, but then again.
No, Wilson.
Yeah, exactly.
Fire, mate.
He's scoring goals.
Yeah.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant though in that match. He was absolutely. He caused all sorts of trouble.
Yeah.
For the Everton defence, and
Newcastle are very reliant on him, aren't they? Though for goals, they're very reliant on him.
Oh yeah, they are very reliant. But they've got Almiron, what's his name?
Saint Maximin. You probably get about 3 goals in about 10 games from each of them.
Joelinton. They've got all these. Joelinton, yeah.
Not really goal too much of a threat up front.
They're not. No, I'd say 2 goals a season really for each of them. I can't really see them banging in that much. Saint Maximin is a good player though. He's got a lot of pace and he shows a lot of promise. But Callum Wilson is their main scorer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Callum Wilson was a brilliant buy.
Yeah.
For Newcastle, because he's a natural goal scorer. And there was talk of him going to United. So but that just shows what kind of caliber Wilson is. But I feel like Wilson needs to be given a chance at a bigger club so he can get that England call up, because he was brilliant for Bournemouth.
We'll do a video as well at some point on England call-ups because they'll be quite interesting to go through them. Callum Wilson definitely in with the shout.
But as you're saying, 2-1 to Newcastle.
2-0.
Really shock result.
2-0, yeah. I think Steve Bruce, Yeah, 2-0. Steve Bruce has been under a lot of pressure recently from his own fans, from general fans and the media, and I gotta say, he's come out with a good performance here. That's a very important 3 points there, and there's a clean sheet as well. So, what do you guys make of that? Do you think he played a good role? Because I've heard people saying, because Newcastle brought in a new coach.
Yeah, from
and a lot
Bournemouth.
of people are sort of saying it's all down to him. It's all him. It's not Steve Bruce. It's all down to this coach. I don't know what you guys feel about that.
Yeah, from Bournemouth, they were saying that he would get a lot of the credit for that win, the coach, because he's just come into the club. But yeah, I don't know if it was down to him or just a Steve Bruce, inspiring performance. But something went right for them. But yeah, the coach did come in just before that match.
Yeah, but it can't be just down to the coach. It's got to be the whole club. He's got to be the manager as well. But to hear that's a bit of a downer for Steve Bruce, isn't it? He's going to show that the board hasn't got the backing of Steve Bruce, which is ridiculous, really.
I feel that's a bit harsh. People coming out saying that. I feel Steve Bruce is the manager. He's the one that picks the teams. In fact, he's the one who's obviously allowed the coach to come in and integrate into the squad. So he deserves credit for that. Can't put it all on the new coach, and I feel he's probably had a good influence, but again, Steve Bruce is the manager, and he's the one who makes.
Maybe it's that lift again. Maybe it's that lift again scandal we referred to before. As someone coming in new. Maybe he didn't do anything tactically for this match, but maybe the players just got a lift, a bit of a boost. Oh, someone's coming in. Maybe that can give us a bit of inspiration, motivation. So that could have been a part.
Maybe you're right, because maybe I feel like it's a bit different though when it's not the manager. I do think, generally speaking, a lot of players in the Premier League, I don't think they really respect coaches as much. Compared to the manager. The way I see it, it's like generally how school students don't really respect a teaching assistant compared to a teacher. That's the way I see it. I feel that maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, not everyone's like that. I just feel that's a general principle, though.
Yeah. Let's go on to another one of the big games on Saturday. West Brom against Fulham. Bottom of the table clash. The 2-2 result probably isn't the best for either side, really. And I was very surprised, to be honest, when West Brom came back, because Fulham were bossing the first half. And they won their up.
Fulham, in my opinion.
What's that?
They had abysmal. It was more suitable for West Brom for that point than it was for Fulham.
I agree. Fulham should have won that, because they were well on top, especially in the first half.
Oh, they were way on top. They should have gone 2 or 3 up in the first half.
Yeah.
3-0 up. They should have been 3-0 up by half time. They literally dominated that first half, but didn't take advantage of it. Okay, they got 1 goal out of it, but they didn't take advantage of the space that they were given, and then it all changed in the second half, didn't it? And West Brom came back, and scored that early equaliser. And then they put on their latest signing. I can't remember his name now, but it was from some Fenerbahce, I think he was from some Turkish team. But he seems to, as you say, a new face, a new player, and lift the club. And he certainly, when he came on at half time, he really lifted the players' spirits up and gave the Fulham defence something to think about, because he was very dangerous. He even provided for the second goal, for the equaliser, I think he did. And that West Brom scored. But it was a very, in the second half, it was more end to end, and West Brom just looked like they should have won it, really. But Fulham, it was Fulham who was under threat, even though they've been in control.
Fulham came back, though, with a goal from, I think it was Cavallero.
Cavallero.
Which I think they deserved. Being on top for the game for that long, they deserved at least a draw from this. I think West Brom, they got a lift in that second half, and that was down to that change that Joey alerted to there, that Allardyce made at half time, bringing on their new signing Diagne. I think that's how it's said, Diagne.
Yeah, I can't. It starts with D, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think from what listening to the game, watching the highlights, he was the main reason why they came back and obviously scored 2 quick-fire goals. Could have taken all 3 points really, but I feel like this is a missed opportunity for Fulham. I think they should have won this.
I think this isn't a result any of those two teams would want, and they've actually made it harder for each other.
Yeah.
A point, it was obviously a point is a point, but they both really needed that win, and especially with teams like Newcastle pulling further away, and now Brighton have just pulled away.
They have just pulled 4 points now, separates Brighton and Fulham. So it's going to be difficult for them to get out of that situation.
Bit worrying times. Obviously, both teams defensively, they're just not good. Not good enough, I think, for the Premier League.
But what I don't get is that they were really getting a rhythm of play, weren't they, under Scott Parker? Everyone was talking about it, about Lookman and Loftus-Cheek and all, and them players they're dealing well. They were getting results. They were grinding out results, and then all of a sudden, I think it's ever since they lost against Manchester United, they've gone downhill again. He's really knocked their confidence again. But
I'd say even in that game they played.
I can understand that. Why, when you lose to United, why your confidence would drop?
Yeah.
They've had some good results, like you say. They've pulled out some good draws. They drew to Liverpool earlier in the season. They drew to Tottenham not too long ago. So I think Fulham, out of those two teams, have shown more resilience throughout the season. I think they have a chance of staying up. But I'm going to stick with my prediction that I said before, and I don't think West Brom will stay up. But Fulham have a chance, I think. I'm still not writing them off.
I think Fulham does have a chance. They have so good this season already that they can play good football. They can attack. They can compete. Didn't they get a draw with Tottenham and draw with Arsenal and? Didn't they?
Drew with Tottenham.
I'm not so sure. Like with these teams, if Fulham can come out of that bottom three, I'm just not sure. I mean, I was a bit worried. Well, I wouldn't say worried, but I was looking at teams like Newcastle. They weren't doing too well. They've got a win. Burnley have been picking up points in key games. Crystal Palace, I was a bit worried for them, but they've just beaten Wolves, and I know Wolves are further down the table, but I just don't really see them getting relegated.
Yeah.
Brighton picking up points against Tottenham. I don't see those. At the minute, I'm not sure if those teams are really gonna fall behind Fulham.
Right. Yeah, it remains to
Fulham
be
are
seen.
currently 7 points. They are 7 points away from 17th place Brighton with a game in hand.
Fulham are now 4
7
points off them.
4 points? I see 7 here.
Fulham are currently. I was looking at the one. Because I'm on Saturday's results. That's the thing. So it's before Brighton got the victory. But yeah, they're 7 points behind now. But with the way they
do
play,
have a game in hand.
Sorry.
They do have a game in hand though, but
yeah.
But that if they win that game in hand, they will be only 3 points behind.
They've only had 2 wins in this whole season. They have. I'm looking now. They have a minus 33 goal difference. That's the worst in the league. Even Sheffield have a minus 22 goal difference. Oh, sorry, no, that's the wrong team. I'm looking at West Brom here. Oh.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong team. Yeah, well, that's even worse. Sam Allardyce, that isn't it? Imagine minus 33 goal difference. Well, West Brom really aren't gonna get out of the bottom three in that. God. But Fulham still with only 2 wins.
I really want Sheffield United to get out of this bad run. I mean, okay, yes, they beat United. I mean, I really wish they beat Man City as well, man. That is so annoying. They beat us, but they don't beat Manchester City, man.
Let's allude to those games. So, City beat Sheffield United 1-0. They're currently now 3 points ahead of Manchester United in second with a game in hand. I mean, let's just quickly talk about City's title chances.
A 1-0 win, so the Sheffield United were quite resilient.
Quite resilient, but then again, you could also say that Manchester City just hung in there and put in a very professional performance. I mean, Sheffield United, although it was 1-0, I think it kind of flattered them. I think Manchester City, they could have scored more. They were just, but they were very wasteful, But Sheffield United didn't offer much themselves. So I think it was just a very professional performance from them. And now they're 3 points clear, game in hand. If they win that game in hand, that could be 6 points. So it's difficult to see them being stopped at the moment.
Yeah, you don't have to mention that, really.
Well, City do seem to be flying away a little.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be having too much pressure with the teams below them because a lot of teams are just dropping points. United and Arsenal both drew. They both dropped points. You had, I know Arsenal aren't really in.
Liverpool only slightly picking up points now.
So far,
Tottenham dropped points. Everton have dropped points.
Tottenham.
Leicester have dropped points.
Arsenal have dropped points. Well, yeah.
West Ham dropped points. I mean, we're talking about anyone that's sort of up there just dropping points.
Joey, I can hear an echo in this conversation. Can you, Scunda? I can hear an echo. Yeah, I can just hear an echo. Yeah, so a very fresh performance by City, scraping the 1-0. Just in case you're wondering, that is Joey laughing, not a tractor starting.
Joey's just had a look at Man United's position in the league.
Shut up. Douchebag, mate. So, no, I'm not. No, I just saw where Arsenal were in the league.
Too bad you couldn't beat us, though, could you?
Too bad you couldn't beat us, either. Sorry.
We'll have the chance on the 28th of February.
Mate.
But yeah, let's. So 1-0 City against Sheffield United. Didn't show the resilience they did against United. Were they a bit disappointing from your points of view, each of you?
Well, I don't think I even watched the replay of this. Yeah, I'm so bad. Well, it's because it's Man City, of course. It's Man City. Why would I want to watch a replay of a Man City game? I mean, obviously, I know we talk about all the Premier League teams in our Top Bins program, but still, man, it's Man City. I mean, still, I'm a Manchester United fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who cares about first in the league, eh?
Do you think Sheffield United should have gone for it a bit more?
I mean, I don't think Sheffield United did too well that game. They sort of just, I think they sort of really just held out. I think City didn't play too well.
Yeah.
They got their goal, but I don't think they really played too well, and it wasn't really too much of a performance from either teams, in my opinion.
Okay.
But City did come away.
Wasn't their best, but I think they just closed it out really when they got that early goal. City did drop off a level, and you could say the same when they played Brighton not too long ago. I think that was 1-0 as well. So City can be quite pedestrian at times, but they just closed it out really in the end.
Yeah.
I
don't think there's a lot to talk about really on Man City. I mean,
well, fair enough. Okay.
All right, then we're moving on.
Crystal Palace Wolves.
Moving on. Let's talk about Liverpool Tottenham, shall we?
Okay. Well, Liverpool
Well, we have the
Tottenham.
Southampton and Aston Villa game, don't we?
We have the 2 other games on Saturday. We've obviously talked about the Arsenal United one. Crystal Palace Wolves 1-0. Great goal from Eze. He looks a great player on his day, and it was welcome win for Crystal Palace. I mean, they seem to be sort of, having a bit of drop on form and then getting that important win. Wolves, though, on the other hand, dire run sort of continues for them. There and Southampton, Aston Villa, yes, what you alluded to there, Skander. 1-0 Aston Villa. Ross Barkley got the goal. Great cross from Grealish. He was given man of the match. How did you feel that performance went from either side?
I think it's pretty decent. I think Southampton were really unlucky. If you remember the goal right at the end that was ruled out.
Yeah, Danny Ings. Yeah.
I think it was just a bit ridiculous, really.
Yeah,
I couldn't even really see too much of a difference. It just seems a bit ridiculous to me.
No, in my view, he was leaning, wasn't he? He was leaning, and it was very, very harsh. He was leaning with his arm, and that's why he was given offside.
Yeah.
Joey,
Yeah.
did you see this game, or was this one that you missed as well?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think that's a solid answer, and so from that, I think we should maybe move on to a different game.
Okay, yeah. So Villa getting that win, they're up to 9th now. Okay, let's go on to today's games, right?
I think this year Skander should just do the rest.
No, it's alright. You're still there. So we discussed the Chelsea-Burnley game. Leicester Leeds, that was a very surprising result. Leicester losing 3-1 at home to Leeds.
I saw the replay of that one actually.
Oh, that's good.
Hey.
Patrick Bamford starred in that match, didn't he? I mean, he created 2 and scored 1. Brilliant performance from him.
Definitely. Especially as a striker.
He's on loan from Man City as well. You know what I mean? That's just. He's been an incredible player for Leeds United, and I think he's quite underrated, and I think that's only because he's at Leeds United. That's right. I mean, if he was scoring goals for Man City, then we would be raving even more about him. I think we would be raving about. We would be saying, "Oh, he's going to be the next English, striker to break all records and all that."
Yeah, this is
I
another
don't know
player.
if he really is underrated.
I think he's slightly underrated. I think he's slightly underrated.
He started the season well,
people-
didn't he? And then he dropped off. He hasn't scored in a lot of recent games. But this game in particular, he came to life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
But it's a bit of a shocking result, given that Leicester has a lot of form and they've been in the top 3 pretty much.
I think Leicester are missing Vardy.
They missed Vardy a lot in that match. They did, yeah. But then again, I mean, they've not done against Everton. I think they were just they weren't outplayed really. They just didn't create too much in the midfield. But I think in this game in particular, they did miss Jamie Vardy a little bit. But yeah, it's a surprising result nonetheless to see Leicester losing like that at home when they're sort of chasing. They were in the title conversation not too long ago.
Exactly.
Yep.
They were in the title chase not too long ago, and they slipped off the pace now, and I don't know why that is. Okay, you could say...
Well, I'm telling you, it's because Vardy's been injured, and it's having an effect on the team.
But
It's a very important player. Well, no, it can't be. But Leicester aren't. In my opinion, they don't have a squad. To carry them.
They don't have a squad.
They don't have a squad to carry them.
They didn't have a squad. So
yeah, they don't have a proper squad. No, they don't. They've got Vardy. Vardy is such a key player, and it shows.
Yeah, but
you haven't got a player stretching their defence. But it doesn't matter. What's Maddison? Maddison's not going to be able to do too much when you don't have a striker stretching the defence. Not too much. And I think it showed for some of Leicester's goals, because Leicester, they didn't need to worry too much about sitting back and watching Vardy. They were able to press forward with their defence, and I think they actually won the ball. Won the ball in the opposing half. Perez didn't get there, and they won the ball, and I think a goal came from that. So I think.
Yeah, they're probably
Leicester
the pressing,
a few problems.
presence of Vardy. Yeah. And the Vardy always puts up that line. He's always on the line. I can't. What is it? How old is he? 34. Still spinning like a.
Yeah, there's in the England conversation we have, guys, we want to include Patrick Bamford and Jamie Vardy. We'll get to that, as obviously we'll do a separate video for that one at some point. But that's an interesting topic, because they were talking about Vardy being potentially back in the England squad, which would be an interesting decision had that gone through.
Well,
I think if he is, he needs to be treated more fairly in the England squad. But that is, I think, a conversation for another time.
Yeah, definitely. Moving to the other results as well. That happened today. West Ham lost 3-1 at home to Liverpool on a bit of a resurgence. Liverpool. After their...
What did I say?
Yeah, they sort of played well against...
What did you say?
What did you say?
What did I say? I said the game against United in the FA Cup saw the resurgence of Liverpool. It gave them a kick they needed.
Salah's got 2 goals again.
Yeah, Mo Salah. Honestly, I think Liverpool are really... Well, I don't know if I'd say relying. I mean, do you think relying on him a little bit?
A
little bit.
Yeah, I would say a little bit. Yeah, but they need to now start clicking now, man, because they're only 1 point behind United, and was it 4 points behind City. So,
yeah, you could say they're right back in it, really.
Yeah, you could say they're right back in it now. And he's scary now. He's really scary now, because Liverpool, like I say, as you say, they are resurging. They're finding their tempo again. They're finding it. And like I said before, I saw them clicking against Manchester United. It was just unfortunate that they didn't. For Liverpool, obviously, that that if Firmino was on form in front of goal, I feel like they would have had a chance of winning the game. But because Firmino was in form, and I think now he's gradually coming back into form. With a few assists in there, but Firmino needs a game. Certainly, a game. He's a goal in his game. He needs to add goals to his game.
It's just impressive how they took apart such a very good West Ham side, who were on a great run themselves, and scored 3 quality goals. You have to say Liverpool were back to their best today. But it was
totally.
I think it's a very good side in West Ham. Done very well to get where they are. Mikel Antonio, what do you guys think of him? He's been in good form lately, hasn't he? But obviously, if you watch the highlights, he missed a chance just before Liverpool scored their first goal. He'll be very disappointed about that. Do you think it was an easy chance? He should have stuck it away?
Well, I feel like they're sort of relying on him to be able to stick chances like that away.
Yeah.
It's disappointing from his perspective and West Ham's perspective. I mean, he would. I think in a way, I think he should have scored. He needs to score in these games. If West Ham want to be in a better position higher up the table, then you need to start scoring
That's the
chances
thing,
like that.
But
This
this is
is
You
a
can have
chance.
one-offs, but they need to.
Yeah, but this was a game to show off how West Ham had theirs up the table. They were fifth, weren't they? Going into this game. And they were fifth, and Liverpool were fourth. They were just literally behind Liverpool, weren't they? So they have come a long way, and this game was a big test. So, let's see if we can beat the big teams. But it's fair to say that West Ham are not that. They still haven't got that stature. They still haven't got that. Not stature. What's the word?
Determination, grit.
They haven't got that determination. They haven't got that grit. And that mentality that all the big sides have. And they don't have really big names, do they? Really. I mean, if you look at Liverpool, you got Salah, you got Firmino, you got Mane, you got Henderson, you've got so many big names there. And you look at the West Ham team sheet. I think the only big name they've got is probably Antonio, Noble.
Well, they do have Lingard now on loan.
Yeah.
I mean, but West Ham are the epitome of like a full team in a way, like doing a team performance, because they haven't got any outstanding individuals really, have they? I mean, even Antonio, I'd say he's their standout, but he's not an outstanding individual. I think it's mainly the whole team that have come together, and that's the reason why they've gone on such a good run. Only lost one in their last 5. So I think it's a general whole team performance. Whereas you look at the others, you could arguably say there's certain stars that have driven the other teams. Possibly, Leicester with Jamie Vardy, perhaps Tottenham with Harry Kane, Liverpool with Mo Salah, but West Ham seem to be a unit really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Moyes doing well there.
He is doing well, yeah, and he's surpassing expectations. And let's go on to the final game of the weekend, which has just finished. We haven't seen the highlights of this one yet, but Brighton against Tottenham. Brighton winning that one, and as we spoke about earlier, they're now 7 points clear of Fulham in 18th, so that's a massive win for them. But for Tottenham, from their point of view, that's just a terrible loss, really, isn't it? And now they're level on points with Chelsea, who could go above them if they beat them on Thursday or even get a point.